The London Classic Yearling Sale, Canada's premier standardbred auction, returns this October to the Western Fair District Agriplex. The nation's leading consigners choose the London Classic, offering hundreds of yearlings by many of the sport's leading sires, all under one roof at one of North America's best venues. Recent sale graduates include Canada's Rookie Pacing Colt of the Year, Stonebridge Wizard, O'Brien Award finalist Paquette, and O'Brien Award-winning double millionaire Logan Park. The London Classic Yearling Sale, where your dollar goes further and where champions are found. Find out more at londonclassic.ca.
Standardbred horse sales smashed records in 2024.
$1 million, thank you. $1 million, Emma, thank you. $850,000, thank you.
Make your plans for 2025, offering 3 days of the sport's top yearlings and the #1 mixed sale in the industry. Don't miss the Sale of Champions, November 3rd through 7th. Another spectacular year awaits. See you in Harrisburg.
Winback Farm of Canada's now home to Meadowlands Pace champion Beach Glass.
Beach Glass wins the cane pace. Beach Glass.
Well, today it's Beach Glass.
And Beach Glass is going to get there. Beach Glass in front.
He felt real strong still, and when I popped the tool, I didn't think it'd be any worries.
The Beach is back. Beach Glass.
You know it's going to be a horse race, but this one, I didn't think he could lose. I really didn't.
For more information, visit winbackfarm.com.
Welcome to Classy Lane Training Center. I'm Jaimi MacDonald with the Harness Racing Update, and today we'll be catching up with Tony Beaton. With over $4.5 million in purse earnings, an O'Brien Award, and countless bucket list races, last season has definitely been one for the books. Tony, welcome to HRU's Twos in Training, and thanks for joining us here today.
No problem at all. Thanks for coming.
Before we get into our 2025 season of two-year-olds in training, let's recap. I think we could do a whole recap show on your 2024 year. But kind of just overall, I mean, just some standouts: Nijinsky, Line Drive, Legendary, Wicked and Single, Redwood, Light Up the World. Those are just, a top few that hit the board multiple times. Your year last year was a bucket list checkmark kind of year. And to you and Lisa and your stable, what does that mean?
It's just been phenomenal, the year we had last year, and there was a lot of excitement, and I'm very thankful for the staff that I have and the owners that give us the horses to cross these off the bucket list and that. And like you said, we crossed an awful lot off last year, but would like to do it all again this year if possible, but it's going to be tough. But going into last year, I thought we had some high caliber horses, and obviously like the likes of Nijinsky and Legendary, they basically really put us on the map there last year. And it just snowballed. Like, we went to Quebec at Redwood, and he showed up and had a big trip that day. Everything just went right on these big days for us, and it was just an exceptional year.
And that, as we all know, doesn't always happen, but it's phenomenal when it does. And talk about barn staff, to be able to travel with those top horses in your barn, but have a stable here as well. The people who are working day in and day out that stayed in Ontario, it's amazing to have that type of staff on your team.
Yeah, like I say, I try to surround myself with some great staff, and the big thing is they show up every day, and they buy into our plan, and it's exciting for them as well as myself and the guys that look after those horses, but everybody's rooting for everybody in there, and like I say, we got to work together, and when you got a barn as big as we got right now, we needed everybody on board. And
you do have a big stable here coming into this season. You've got 26 two-year-olds. We're only going to talk about 10 of those today, but looking at your two-year-olds here, how is it when you're going down to the States and you're looking at them, price aside, because obviously that's always a factor, but what are you looking for in the yearlings that you're choosing?
I usually try to focus my main goal on Ontario sired, obviously being based here. And then we always, if there's some owners that ask for some American breds, we always take a look at them. And, we got a few American breds there, not a whole pile, but the ones we got I'm very happy with. And then we got all kinds of Bettors delights and Cattlewash, everything in there, whole mixed bag. And we got a good mixture of everything there, I think. So,
just your impression of them as a group, in general right now. Kind of how are they sitting this season?
So far, so good. Like I'm very happy with all of them, to be honest with you. Like I don't want to throw anybody out of the barn yet. So hopefully that's a good problem to have. But hopefully it stays that way. But no, everything we asked from them so far, they've passed it with flying colors. So just like I say, hopefully we stay the course and don't overdo it with them. And obviously we want to try to get them there, and that's our main goal, and have a little fun this summer.
And when we're kind of looking into this summer, of course, staking season happens in the winter. So it's really sometimes hard to figure that out and can be very stressful. Do you kind of have an approach, or what's your approach for staking season with these 2-year-olds?
That's torture when it's that 15th of the month and that, but it's got to be done every year. And the ones I think, obviously, like sometimes the American breds get a little more preference, I guess, for the higher end stakes. But being like the Metro, and this year the Breeders' Crown's up here, so we did pay some of the Ontario sired, the ones that I think are maybe going a little more better than others. And like I say, they're all going good at this point, but some of them are maybe just doing it a little easier than others. But we try to tend to pay them into some of the other events too. So
for our Ontario sired or Ontario bred horses, obviously it's a program. You're based in Ontario, so you keep coming back to. What about this program do you enjoy so much?
Well, it's convenient for us. We don't have to do an awful lot of travel. A lot of the races are at Mohawk, and it's a phenomenal track to race at. And like I say, it's close to home, but it's tough. It's a very tough sire stake program, and there's a lot of good horses come out of that program and become great horses, and that. So like even like Majinski last year, he raced on the Grand Circuit all year, and he went toe to toe, battle for battle every week with whatever he was faced. And it's just I think they're just great horses and bred here in Ontario.
It really shows the depth of what we do have here.
Yeah, 100%.
Moving on to some of the 2-year-olds, we'll get into specific ones in a second, but you do have a couple unproven sires in your barn. So Cattlewash and Bulldog Hanover. What draws you to obviously they're phenomenal horses, but what draws you to an unproven sire with these when you're purchasing yearlings?
Actually, the Cattlewash, I wasn't fortunate enough to buy any of them, but there was 2 sent to me. So, and I've been impressed what I see from them, and probably next year maybe we gotta dig a little deeper to try to get one, right? But I've been very impressed with them, and then we end up buying 2 Bulldogs, and they seem like they got some very good attitudes, and they're doing what asked from them and everything. So I think they're going to make it as sires up here anyway.
So let's get into your 2-year-olds here we saw on the track today. So the first one is Jasper Hill, an Ontario sired Cattlewash colt.
Yeah, Jasper's one from Tom Hill asked me to take it there in Lexington, and he said he was going to send it to me to train this winter, and he shows me a lot of similarities of his mom, Pretty Katherine, which when I was training for Casey we had He's got a great attitude, great gait. there's no end to him, and he's going super at the moment.
Next up is an Ontario sired and Ontario bred Bettors Delight filly, Erinwood Bigdeal.
She was, I got the ticket for her in Harrisburg, and we were looking at another colt in Harrisburg, and it's one that it didn't pass the vet check. And anyway, I wasn't sure if these guys were going to buy another horse, and anyway, they came and they handed me a ticket, and I wasn't sure what to expect from her. She was a little bit on the smaller side, but she's grown quite a bit there, and honestly, she's just been a little sports car since day one with her. Like, I was very impressed with the way she goes, and her gait's phenomenal, and you know, it doesn't look like there's any end in sight for her.
And how about your Papi Rob, LD's Gina?
She's a big girl, Gina. She's a very solid filly, and she's been, like I say, another one that's great gaited and does things very willingly, and she's a little cranky in the barn at times, but some of them good fillies need that quirk to them.
And another Bettors Delight filly here, Breezy Belle.
Breezy Belle's one that landed and got dropped off here in January, and I was told she was good gaited when I got it, and Jeff Gillis, the owner, he said he really liked what he's seen from her in the early stages, and he wanted them to go in bigger groups and everything, so he asked me to take them, and she's been nothing but great since the arrival here. I'm very impressed with her gait. It's kind of changed a little bit the last few weeks, and she's just becoming a racehorse right now.
Next up, we have a Dancing Lou colt, Mega Moves.
Mega Moves, it's one that caught my eye when I went to Anvil and Lace, and to look at the yearlings there in Lexington. And Beth from Anvil and Lace, she actually owns a piece with us, and she really liked this colt and was hoping I'd try to buy it. And anyway, we were fortunate enough to buy it, and like I say, she kept a little piece of him, and he's a great big solid colt. Like, I never had a Dancin' Lou last year, and from what I see from him, he's a very big, strong, powerful colt, and we're very hopeful for him going forward this summer.
Next up, Bulldog Hanover colt, No One's Bullying Me.
He was one I picked up at the London sale. You know, he fit the price bill that we were looking for, and anyway, he was a smaller colt, but he's grown quite a bit, and you know, right now he's actually very impressive right now, and he's kind of a little bugger too in the barn, but not too bad. But on the track, he's all business.
And how about your McWicked filly, Front and Center?
She's one we picked up in Lexington, and one of the owners called me and said, "What do you think of this filly?" And I didn't mind what I seen. She's kind of a plain filly, but she, like, today was the first day I went with her in a while, and I was really impressed with her. She's really making headway, and she really wants to get at it and go out there. So she's coming along good.
And we have LD's Hunter.
LD's Hunter, he may be the most gifted one I got in there, and you know, he's in Huntsville. It's a funny story about him. It was somebody bought this horse, and I was signing for another horse. They bought the wrong horse, and anyway, they ran it back to the ring, and we end up going and buying this horse at a little discount, not much, but a little bit. And anyway, he's been training super. I'm very impressed with him. He's real good gaited and just very willing and does everything. And very hopeful that he'll be as good as the last Huntsville we had.
What about your Betterthancheddar filly, Runway Diva?
She was one I really liked at the sale, and I was, you know, pretty hopeful that I could get her. And I'm kind of got a soft spot for the Betterthancheddars. And anyway, she fit the price range, and took her home, and she'd get a little sideways at times at first, but now she's just full steam ahead, and we just added a little line pole to her, and she's straight as an arrow now. And you know, I don't know if there's any end in sight for her right now, but we're hopeful that she can continue on the direction she's going, and that's so very smart filly.
And how about one last one here, your Bulldog Hanover filly, Bull by the Horns?
Bull by the Horns, she was the great filly there, and she was one when we first, we had an awful time with her trying to get her gaited, and she was starting to burn in the hobbles, and she was just angry at times. Anyway, once the snow was mixing in the track, and it was almost scaring her, and she'd get all sideways and everything. But anyway, we put an ear hood on her, and she's come right around, and she's going much, much better now, and we're very happy with the way she's going right now.
Well, thanks for joining us here on HRU, and we continue to cheer for you from the sidelines with another successful year this season.
Thank you very much.